month, we ran a competition where you could win a one-of-a-kind signed copy of Devilfish's new book, The Life and Times of a Poker Legend. We asked you, how many WSOP bracelets has the Devilfish won? And the answer is 1 in the 1997 $2,000 pot limit Hold'em event. Congratulations goes to Tom Hutchinson. This month we have another great competition. The Aussie Millions main event is the big event this month. And if you want to win a vintage Aussie Millions baseball cap signed by none other than poker superstar Daniel Negreanu, all you have to do is answer the following question. What is Daniel Negreanu's poker nickname? Now, if you know the answer, then simply email us at PokerPlayer@PokerChannelEurope.com and we'll announce the winner on next month's show. The phrase, play the player, not the cards, is an all-time poker classic, and for good reason. If you can nail your opponent's style, chances are that you can take a chunk of their stack as well. So, Nick, how would you play against someone who limps into every pot?
I would isolate them a lot because they're probably limping in with hands like 9-10, Jack-Queen. If I isolate them and get them just to play the pot with me, heads up, most of the time they're going to miss. They're often going to then check. I'm going to make a bet with my rubbish and they're going to fold.
What about a typical tight, aggressive player?
These are the hardest kind of players to play against. Generally, they're playing good hands, and when they get to the flop, they're betting and putting you in constantly difficult decisions. That's my kind of style as well. So it's kind of fighting fire with fire and try and think what kind of mood they're in. If they're in a really bluffy mood, I'll call them a lot or rebluff them, that kind of thing.
How do you take advantage of someone who is constantly chasing draws, who is always looking to make a flush or straight?
In the general sense, I would be looking to bet when the board is draw heavy and charge them to make their draw. And obviously, if it's a typical opponent that likes to chase a draw, when the draw comes in and they bet, I'll be very wary about them making their hand.
What are your tips for playing against a loose, aggressive player?
Again, like the tight, aggressive player, a very tricky opponent to play against. They could turn up not only with ace-king and pocket tens, these guys can turn up with 9-7 of diamonds. Against a loose, aggressive player, I think that you should be prepared to make some tough calls because they often don't have the hand that they might be representing. And again, fight fire with fire. If they're raising a lot, then you should start by re-raising them a lot because otherwise they're just going to run you over.
Thank you very much, Nick. Now let's take a look at what's coming up over the next couple of weeks in our Poker Diary. The new year kicks off in style as poker players from all over the globe descend on Vienna for the Paradise Poker Tour. The €550 main event opens its doors on the 14th of January. Pack your sunscreen because one of the biggest stops on the poker calendar is just around the corner. Last year's Aussie Millions winner walked away with $1.8 million, so head down under for your shot in the main event on January the 23rd. Fancy following in the footsteps of Jake Cody and winning the EPT Deauville? Then sign up for the €5,300 Deauville main event, which rounds off the month on January the 25th. Well, there's lots to keep you busy there, and we're going to be back next month with more from the world of poker, but unfortunately, that is all we've got time for this month. So thank you to you, Nick.
And thanks for having me.
It's a pleasure. And I'll see you next time on the Poker Player Show. Bye-bye for now.